What's good, YouTube? It's your boy KingSupreme. Back in the video, we got the Arab Muslim slave trade of Africans, the untold story. Now, if you're new here, welcome to the channel. Homies. Just be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share if you need to see more bangers from your boy. You feel me? Because the grind never stops. But hey, today we got some more history, bro. Very excited today, bro. You feel me? Y'all know what the deal is, bro. Road to 50K, bro. We're at 37,000 subscribers, bro. We are growing extremely alarming rate, bro. But hey, this is just the beginning, bro. I want to appreciate y'all for being here, for being so patient for me. You know, it's been a little minute since I posted, bro. But hey, back with it, bro. Back with the consistency, bro. On deck, bro. So we got another really interesting video today, y'all. Saw this one, commented down below, bro. And y'all know the deal, bro. Everything y'all comment, I read. So be sure to spam down below in the comments, because all of y'all comments is what I upload, you know what I'm saying, with my videos. So just let me know what y'all want to see next, because y'all be giving me some gems, like really some gems. So I really appreciate that. And yeah, we're gonna keep on going with this, bro. Y'all know what the deal is. I love to see these type of videos, the history, you know what I'm saying, the truth about the world, about, you know what I'm saying, how things really were. And it's sad. A lot of these videos are really sad, you know, but I feel like it's needed just to see it's the truth, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you don't know the truth, you know, you're doomed to repeat history, you know what I mean? So I feel like these videos are very informative, and I really love this journey on my channel. So keep on spamming down below everything y'all want me to get to. Like I said, road to 50K. So you know what I'm saying, the grind doesn't stop. So be sure to turn on those post notifications, because these videos will continuously be posted. And yeah, much love to y'all. Again, I miss y'all, I love y'all. So we're gonna get straight into this. Keep on letting me know what I should get to next, and I got y'all for sure. But Arab Muslim slave trade of Africans, an untold story. Let's get straight into it. Y'all know the deal.
I must admit that I too, among hundreds of millions of educated people, was under the impression that the African slave trade was the sole responsibility of the Christian Europeans, the white race. That is, until I started exploring the subject in greater depth, and especially after reading an incredibly enlightening book called The Legacy of Arab Islam in Africa by John Alambila Azuma. My whole perspective and understanding has changed dramatically, and I would like you to tell us more about this subject.
The success of Muhammadan Islam in deceiving, misinforming, deforming, and contorting both history and reality over a period of almost 1400 years has been astounding. That is, until now. The greatest tragedy about this particular subject is that most of the descendants of African slavery, the black people in the Americas, around the world, as well as among the African blacks, are totally ignorant of the actual facts.
Damn.
Before we lose the concentration of our listeners, I would like to make the following statement and then prove it. That the worst, most inhumane and most diabolical institution of the black African slave trade was initiated, refined, perpetrated, and implemented by the Mohammedan Arabs, and later aided and abetted by the black converts to Mohammedan Islam. I predict that, as usual, the two subcultures, those of denial of facts and of political correctness, will attack us without once disproving a single statement and or conclusion that we make.
I liked what he said. He said, I'm going to tell y'all about this story, and then I'm going to back it up. He didn't just say, I'm going to just say something. He said, I'm going to say it, and I'm going to back it up with something. You know what I'm saying? I love that, you know, getting that, you know, proof that it did actually happen and everything. So, and like he said, there's a lot of people that's going to try to go against him, say, this, that. But those same people that are going to try to go against him, they're not going to be able to, you know, disprove his evidence, because they know it's true. You know what I mean? So I'm interested to see how this video is going to be. This is interesting so far, y'all.
Slavery was not created by the white races, because it has existed throughout a human history and practiced by every tribe, culture, civilization, racial group, and religion. In fact, the very word slavery has its root in the name Slav, based upon the Slavic peoples of Europe who were subjugated by other Europeans. It is not common knowledge that the Arabic word abd is synonymous with the meaning of slave. For example, Abdullah means literally the slave of Allah, and that in the language of the Arabs, all black peoples are called abid, plural, for slaves. While much has been written concerning the transatlantic slave trade, surprisingly little attention has been paid to the Islamic slave trade across the Sahara, the Red Sea, and the Indian Ocean.
The stories, bro, that we've already watched. If you are new to the channel, we've already watched a bunch of different stories about some of the Arab slave trade. And I'm gonna make a history playlist, world history playlist, just so I can, you know, if y'all are new, y'all can be here for my entire journey. But yeah, we have watched it, and it's sick. I'm not gonna repeat it, bro, but it's sick the things they did, the things they were doing, bro. And like I said, it's throughout history, bro. But it's just sick, bro. It's just like it's sick to my stomach, bro. That people feel like they need to do this, and people in the comments were always saying, but it was just regular, it was normal. Like no, they feel like you need to hold someone else captive. Like that shit is normal to you, bro. I don't give a fuck. I know, like we as humans, we're not, we're in here, we're sinners, right? I understand that, but at the same time, we have goodness in us, so we don't have to do that bullshit. But people throughout history will continue to do it for what? Personal gain. They don't do it just because I'm about to starve. No, they do it just because they want to, because they I can, so they want to have that power. Sick, bro. Come on now.
While the European involvement in the African transatlantic slave trade to the Americas lasted for just over 3 centuries, the Arab involvement in the African slave trade has lasted 14 centuries, and in some parts of the Mohammedan world is still continuing to this day. The birth of Mohammedan Islam and its conquests brought about the birth of institutionalized, systematized, and religiously sanctioned slave trade on a massive and global scale. In fact, the Quran allows the taking of slaves as booty or reward for wars of aggression against any and all unbelievers.
Oh, the Quran does, huh? That's the I don't know for certain. I'm not trying to disrespect any practice, but that's the Quran is the Islam is like the Islam, like how Christianity is the Bible, like the Quran is like the Islam one. Am I right with that? But it says that you can have slaves. I've heard. This is interesting.
Most of the human population. This has led to an enormous number of so-called holy wars, jihad in Arabic. There was and is absolutely nothing holy about these wars, which are primarily to plunder, slaughter, rape, subjugate and rob other human beings of their wealth, produce, freedom and dignity. Muhammadan Muslim states and tribes attacked other non-Muslim groups to achieve these objectives. Although Islamic jurisprudence laid down regulations for the treatment of slaves, however, incredible and heinous abuses have occurred throughout the history of Muhammadan Islam. By the Middle Ages, the Arabic word abd was in general used to denote a black slave, while the word mamluk referred to a white slave. Ibn Khaldun, 1332 to 1406, the preeminent Islamic medieval historian and social thinker, wrote, "The Negro nations are, as a rule, submissive to slavery, because they have attributes that are quite similar to dumb animals." It should also be noted that black slaves were castrated based on the assumption that the blacks had an ungovernable sexual appetite. When the Fatimid Caliphate came to power in Egypt, they slaughtered all the tens of thousands of black military slaves and raised an entirely new slave army. Some of these slaves were conscripted into the army at age 10. From Persia to Egypt to Morocco, slave armies from 30,000 to up to 250,000 became commonplace. The Islamic slave trade took place across the Sahara Desert, from the coast of the Red Sea, and from East Africa across the Indian Ocean. The Trans-Sahara trade was conducted along 6 major slave routes. Just in the 19th century, for which we have more accurate records, 1.2 million slaves were brought across the Sahara into the Middle East, as well as a further 450,000 down the Red Sea and 442,000 from the East African coastal ports. That is a total of 2 million black slaves just in the 1800s. At least 8 million more were calculated to have died before reaching the Muslim slave markets. A comparison of the Islamic slave trade to the American slave trade reveals some extremely interesting contrasts. While 2 out of every 3 slaves shipped across the Atlantic were men.
You know the saddest thing about all this? I said in another video. The saddest thing about all this is that they're doing it to their own people, bro. That they don't realize that just because their skin color is different or they talk different or whatever the case may be, we're all one people. So all that they're doing, the hurt, the violence, all that, whatever the case may be, whatever they believe, you're doing all that to your own people. their hearts just have to be, and it's sad, but their hearts have to be just filled with pure evil, bro. Like, and they probably just have nothing but hate in their hearts, bro, because to do some shit like that, just in general, bro, but, man, I don't know, bro, I can't.
Were reversed in the Islamic slave trade. 2 women for every man were enslaved by the Muslims. While the mortality rate of slaves being transported across the Atlantic was as high as 10%, the percentage of slaves dying in transit in the Trans-Sahara and East African slave market was a staggering 80 to 90%. While almost all the slaves shipped across the Atlantic were for agricultural work, most of the slaves destined for the Muslim Middle East were for sexual exploitation as concubines, in harems, and for military service. While many children were born to the slaves in the Americas, the millions of their descendants are citizens in Brazil and the United States of today. Very few descendants of the slaves that ended up in the Middle East survived. While most slaves who went to the Americas could marry and have families, most of the male slaves destined for the Middle East were castrated, and most of the children born to the women were killed at birth. It is estimated that possibly as many as 11 million Africans were transported across the Atlantic, 95% of which went to South and Central America, mainly to Portuguese, Spanish, and French possessions. Only 5% of the slaves ended up in what we call the United States today. However, a minimum of 28 million Africans were enslaved in the Muslim Middle East. Since at least 80% of those captured by Muslim slave traders were calculated to have died before reaching the slave markets, it is believed that the death toll from 1400 years of Arab and Muslim slave raids into Africa could have been as high as 112 millions. When added to the number of those sold in the slave markets, the total number of African victims of the Trans-Saharan and East African slave trade could be significantly higher than 140 million people. What is obscene about this whole subject is the Muhammadan, Muslim, and Arab culture of denial regarding their complicity in the African slave trade, as well as the ignorance of black Muslims about the reality of their past and present conditions. The statistics and reports above are based upon the logbooks kept at the African slave ports, ship logs, travelers' reports, eyewitness accounts, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, the facts and reality of Muhammadan Islam's complicity in the slave trade and their inhuman depravity are infinitely more devastating, more staggering, and more incomprehensible than all the nightmare fictions in the world.
Wow. All the fiction. So why do they do that? What, to put people against each other? Why do they lie then? I just don't understand. It's a whole bunch of lies. If you did it, own up to it. Like, why are you scared? If you did it, just own up to it. Like you never know what the truth is anymore, bro. Like, they will tell you that, oh, this is what happened, and then something completely opposite. Like, why? What's the point, bro? Like, you trying to, like, bro, like, at that point, don't even say nothing. You're just trying to throw people off and stuff. Like, it's just history, bro. But that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. More videos coming very, very soon. Thank y'all for the suggestion. It's hard to watch some of these things sometimes, bro, but I think it's necessary, to spread that awareness about history, the stuff that actually did happen for real, so I hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope y'all learned something from it. Let me know what y'all felt about it, and more coming soon. Just let me know in the comments what videos you want to see next. Like I said, everything I react to on my channel, I get from y'all suggestions in the comments down below. So I appreciate y'all, love y'all, missed y'all. Thank y'all for being so patient. And y'all know what the deal is. Road to 50Ks, grind doesn't stop. Be sure to turn those post notifications on. I love y'all. But yeah, interesting video. More to come very, very soon. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you can see more videos. Instagram's on the bottom of the screen. But like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos. I can catch y'all next time. It's your boy, KingSupreme.